Good evening. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your SPDR ETF wrap-up for this very cold. Notice I'm wearing my sweater. It's a very cold day in Chicago. It was below zero today. Below 30 degrees today. And it is Wednesday, and this is the 16th of December, 2020. So we had two elephants in the room, so to speak. We had the FOMC meeting. That one's out of the way, and the Fed did absolutely nothing. It reassured the market it's there, it's got the markets back, there's still plenty of tools, it says, that it has. It says it's not raising interest rates in 2021. Out of voting members, one member said that he thinks interest rates will go up in 2022, but most think it's going to wait to 2023. We'll see. Markets have a way of testing, and as you know, what the Fed thinks now can all change with the vaccines that are coming out if the world gets back to normal. So we have to see. The other elephant in the room is the fiscal relief package that we need for COVID. And of course, we've got the U.S. budget that runs out of money on Friday. So senators and congressmen, they're all together. They're trying to work out a deal, whether it's $700 billion or $1 trillion. I don't know. They're not really sharing yet what it all is. It's all over the board. Are there going to be direct payment checks? Are they going to increase the unemployment insurance, PPP program? Nobody quite knows. So it's all being negotiated. But it could happen tonight. It could happen first thing in the morning. So you got to be on your toes for it. When we take a look at the biotech, all I see on this chart is a market that's falling back to fill a gap. It doesn't change the overall chart picture, which is still one with higher lows. We don't know where this low is going to end yet, but I'll just point to that. And certainly higher highs. That is bullish. The next thing we have is a market that is over the 18-day average of closes. Frankly, it hasn't touched that since November 1st. So here we are at mid-December, roughly 45 days later, and it hasn't even come back to challenge that number. What it has been doing is a sign of strength, is running against the upper Bollinger Band. And for the first time in weeks, you really haven't hit the Bollinger Band. You got away from it. It could be a sign there's more drifting that has to come down. The problem is when you have that with an embedded reading, which it still has, that's a sign that the pros are buying the market, and the question is, can they jam it up? If it falls again tomorrow, it probably loses this embedded reading. I think tomorrow's a real important day in this market. Going into it, I still think the bulls have the control. In SMH, you have a pattern that is not trending. You have a higher high and a lower low, momentum that is just flattening out with readings in the 70s. I view any reading in the 70s from either number of the slow stochastic as overbought. So I see an overbought market that isn't trending, that is keeping upside bias. We see that. It's over the 18-day average, and it keeps making higher highs. This was a tradable part of the market. I view this as not the trading area. In XLI, the industrial sector, you have a downtrend at work for the moment. You have lower highs, lower lows. You settled under the 18-day average and momentum's pointing down. To negate this, you have to get back over 89.70. If that doesn't occur, next support's 87.06. In XLE, the energy sector, while this sector's falling, that's not what's going on in the price of oil. It keeps slowly going higher. So, little difference here. Momentum down. I've been looking for the 18-day average to be hit since you lost the embedded reading. It hasn't been. We'll see if it's going to go down there and hit it or not. I think the pros is a contra trend. They're short. Contra trend trade when they lost this embedded reading trying to get there. We'll see if they get knocked out or not. At that 18-day average, I'd expect to see a lot of short covering. In QQQ, the market is now trying to come back. Both numbers over 80 today. Yesterday, they were not. So all you are is overbought. Overbought corrects itself by getting a price break or embedding. Embedding is when both the blue and the red numbers go sideways over 80 for several days or more. One day is not several days. So at the earliest we'll know if it embeds is Friday. That would be several days. Right now, it's a market that on the pattern, I'm not blind. I can see the market's going for the highs. But as a chartist throwing the name off, I'd say I see that, but it's not throwing out the chart pattern that makes me comfortable. That's all. The emerging market, as I told you, everybody I know wants to be in this. Now, today's move to 72.62 just fell short of 72.64. What we might get is the pattern now where you get a higher high and you've got your lower low. Again, this market like QQQ, you put both numbers today over the 80 level and they were not that way yesterday. So it's the same thing. You got to wait those couple of days. Gold, boy, that caught on today, didn't it? Once gold yesterday got over this number, and I had mentioned to you, now you have a different pattern, lower low, higher high. To make its point, it opens today, drops under yesterday's low, and now takes off today. So you have an outside day to the upside. Unless today's low of 173.02 is taken out in short order here, I wouldn't be surprised to see prices lift towards the upper Bollinger Band. It is overbought, so that makes it a difficult trend trade. In the gold miners, you got up just high enough to knock out being short anymore. I haven't given up on the battleground as the 200-day to the 18-day average, but you now have a higher high and a lower low pattern. You're not trending anymore. TLT still in a bear trend. As I see it, lower highs, lower lows. I think the pros are going to defend their shorts at the 158.23 level. I think they'll throw in the towel at 158.40. And if they're successful, I think they're going to try for the 155.02. In the euro, this is the flip-flop of other markets like the dollar index. Higher lows, higher highs. Bullish market. Until there's reason to think different, I just am still gearing in that this market can make its way on up. But an outside day up means you got to not take out today's low either on Thursday or Friday. Otherwise, I would expect to pull back to the 18-day average. I'm not seeing that at this point. The embedded reading has me very friendly this market. So, I want to remind you that my special Cyber Week is coming to an end this Friday. There's 48 hours left in it. Any of my research packages that you purchase for a year gets you my free charting course. Now, my charting course normally goes for $249.95. Go on the website. You can read about it under education. The pricing is there. I throw that in for free during the Cyber Week special. After that, welcome to the course for $249.95. I'm covering right now in the neighborhood of 40 charts, not 35 or 40 anymore. I keep adding charts in my afternoon subscriber video. So in the afternoon, I give you an idea of what the market's looking for the next morning in all the U.S. reports. If there's a big event, I'll tell you about it. If you take my full research package, you even get my, from my future side, you get written updates that go in a certain way with it. But just to give you an idea, this is what we do. You don't want to try that for $8.95 for 30 days, you can try the course, and not the course, but the video package, see if you like it. It's just the price of coffee. Think about it. It's a nice drink of coffee. That's about it with your tip. So I don't think that's going to hurt anybody. But if you buy a 1 year, now you get the real deal. You get the charting course, you get the 1 year, you get free access to my webinars, you're not paying for special report videos that I do, and we'll see where it comes in. I'm probably not going to do another webinar this year. I'm just swamped, and I'm trying desperately to take some days off right around Christmas time to New Year's. I'd love to not look at the markets. You know, you just got to clean your brain every now and then. I take off very little time, as my subscribers will tell you. Generally, even if I'm sick in bed, I'm doing it. I had a foot operation in August. From the bed in the hospital, I was putting out my updates. That's all I know. All right, I'm Ira Epstein. Thanks for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Best to you.